What is up guys, Arolf here, back again with another video, and today we'll be taking a look at the Disney Store exclusive Marvel Select Avengers Endgame Thanos. So let's get into it. Taking a look around the packaging, nothing on top. On the side you get Thanos right there, it says Avengers Endgame on the side right there. On the back you get a nice picture of the figure itself. On the top says Avengers Endgame, on the side Marvel Select, on the other side Thanos, and pause if you want to read that as well. And looking at the bottom here, there is nothing much, same thing on the side. And without further ado, let's get into it. Now doing some size comparisons, here is Thanos next to the Marvel Legends Armored Thanos and the Build-A-Figure Hulk as well as a couple of Marvel Select figures like from Infinity War and Homecoming like Spider-Man, Captain America, and Iron Man, as well as of the Black Order, just to show you how they scale together, which I think fits perfectly. A couple of more Marvel Legends figures, and 2 Avengers. Now comparing the Select to the Legends, you could see how much taller he is and how much better of a sculpt and paint job he has compared to the Legends. I think the proportions on the Select are way better than the Legends. Just the bulkiness of the figure, the sculpt. I'll get into that later in the up close portion part, but yeah, I do like the sculpt. Some of the paint jobs on the Select are sloppy, but that's what you expect with the Select. But you won't be disappointed with the sculpt compared to the Legends. Now for Thanos' accessories here, he comes with his Infinity Gauntlet, which is nicely painted. I really like this shade of gold here. The stones are painted cleanly. Unfortunately, this is a Diamond Select figure, so you would notice a lot of paint chipping on most of the joints if you stress it out too much like I did here. But right here, what I'm doing right now is bending the hand or the gauntlet just to show you the range that you can get with the gauntlet. So just showing you that. Hopefully you don't get to rotate or articulate the hand here. I'm just showing you right now so you don't have to do it and damage the paint on your figure. But that's basically the range that you get with the hand here. So this is what it looks like on the figure, which is nice. And a full body shot with the gauntlet on. And lastly, for his accessories, you get his double-bladed sword, which is made out of this kind of brittle, it sounds like a brittle type of plastic, so if you bend it too much, it could snap just like that. And it's not perfectly balanced, as all things should be, because one side of the blade is very short and one side is very long, and it's very inaccurate. And I think I prefer the Hasbro one a little bit more, even though that the paint looks miles better on the Select. So just looking at it, you got some paint scuffings here, and you get a little black painted handle right there, and more scuffings right there. Pretty basic, and this is what it looks like on the figure, and it looks okay. I wish it was even, but I guess they had to go off with the concept art. So there's Helicopter Thanos for you. So taking a closer look at Thanos here, starting off with the head sculpt. Really like the series head sculpt that they gave. Still has that doughy kind of look that Diamond Select has, but they added some nice details like paint details in the chin, added some kind of a dirty look to him. And you can see the tips here on the helmet are pretty soft and rubbery. And the helmet is painted cleanly as well, like the gold. I like the gold that they use as well. Those things on the back right there, back of the helmet, those things are sharp, the pointy things, so be careful with that. You can see the brown spots here. They're kind of misaligned on the back, but I don't know if that's on purpose or not. You can see like the torso right there I showed has that nice soft rubbery plastic. Same thing with the shoulders. They are a little bit stiffer on the shoulders, so it does kind of hinder the articulation just a little bit. And you can see that gold painted cleanly right there, not on the hands though. And looking at the underside here, you got some nice panel lining details as well. And looking at the other side here, lifting that up, you can see soft rubbery plastic throughout. And when lifting up the back skirt here, you can see there is some of that purple stuff. It does remove or wash off or just smear off when you touch it. So I don't know what that is. So that's kind of weird. Probably the dried up paint or something. I don't know. And bending the knees, you can see the joints there are also gold as well, which is a nice touch. Pretty basic, just black and gold color scheme. You can see, unfortunately, mine has this kind of a black paint splotch on the calf there. But looking at the feet do look a little square. Would have been nice if it was more defined, more rounded off. But yeah, and he has peg holes at the bottom of his feet. For Thanos' articulation, you kind of have a dumbbell joint at the neck here, or a ball joint, so it does rotate all the way around. It can look up, not that far, because it's hindered by the helmet, and downward that much, which is great. Really like that. Also has the tilty shifty head movement right there, which has some nice range. The arms rotate forward that far, not all the way around, hindered by the armor. Back that much. The arms bend outward that far, just a little less than 90 degrees. And it's just how the shoulders are sculpted, and inward that much. He also has a bicep swivel, single jointed elbow right there, bends at 90 degrees and rotates all the way around at the elbow as well. Now the wrists here are on hinges, so they do rotate all the way around right there, up that far and down that much. Same thing with the left hand here. Now the torso is on a ball joint as well, so it can bend forward that far, which is not that great, and back that much, which is also not that great. You get some side to side movement right there, just a little tilt right there, or a wobble, and rotation all the way around. Has a lot of space in the chest, but does not move whatsoever. No waist articulation, legs can kick forward that far, so it can sit down like so. Perfect right there for Thanos. And back, not that much, but I guess you could say a little bit. And it also has a upper thigh swivel right there. Double jointed knees right there, which is okay. Bends a little over 90 degrees, but not farther than that. Very stiff once you get it out of the packaging. His feet bend down that far, up that much. You got some nice range right there. And he also has the ankle pivot, and his legs move outward that far. And doing the ankle pivot test, which is a little awkward. You have to rotate the thighs inward. And he is good to go. So yeah, that is it, guys. Hope you guys like it. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell, turn on notifications, because there are more videos coming. A few more for the end of the year, probably 2 or 3 more, depends. So be on the lookout for those videos. They are coming before the end of the year, I promise you that. Overall, I really do like this figure. The sculpting is miles better compared to Hasbro. I think the paint, even though it's sloppy, is way better than the Legends as well. I'm just trashing on the Legends here because that figure did disappoint me just a little bit. It looked too plasticky. The paint looked flat, the gold looked flat, but on this one the Select looks great, even though the face sculpt has that kind of doughy Marvel Select look to it. I like that they went ahead and added some details like panel lining details or some dirt effects on the figure. Downsides to Marvel Select figures is that they chip a lot, so when you're posing this figure, rotating it, it is very stiff in the beginning. You might want to use a hair dryer or just use brute force. Be careful not to break it. So when doing that, the paint will chip, so you'll have all these flakes here and there. It's just very disappointing. The accessories are okay. Would have been nice if he got some extra hands or a nano gauntlet, because this was released months after the movie. So I don't know if NECA could have had a shot of releasing the nano gauntlet. Probably next year they might re-release this figure, but who knows. But overall, I really do like this figure. Great sculpt, great articulation for a Select figure. And yeah, that is it, guys. Hope you guys like it. Arolf Morris, just signing out. Peace.